by the power instilled within me by the source of all creation, encompassing the entirety of the infinite energy landscape, all timelines, and existing in a timeless state, I declare the following. I do not consent to negative energy in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to black magic being used upon me, or my loved ones, or any other soul whom I choose, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to deception, abuse, or energy harvesting in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to the influence of parasitic entities in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to any falseness or artificial constructs in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to anything that takes away from my eternal, personal energy signature in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to anything that imposes upon the eternal sovereignty of my soul in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to anything that imposes, influences, or impedes upon my connection to the source of all creation, or my higher self, or my connection to heaven, or my connection to the true reality in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to energy spying, astral spying, monitoring entities, or anything of the like, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to dishonesty or deception in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to smear campaigns, defamation of character, slanderous statements, libel committed against me in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to psychic attacks, spiritual attacks, astral attacks, physical attacks, or any other types of attacks, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to any interaction, influence, manipulation, attacks, or anything of the like, from any negative being such as the disembodied, demons, jinn, the sourceless, any and all others of the like, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to being poisoned in any mental, physical, or spiritual state, or any other type of state, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to negative or intrusive thoughts whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to the use of voice to skull technology or anything of the like, being used on myself in any way, shape, or form, on every timeline, past, present, and future. I do not consent to suffering in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to any evil, deceptive, nefarious, negative contracts that impose upon my free will and eternal souls natural sovereignty in any way, shape, or form. If soever there may exist any such contract, it is hereby declared absolutely null and void, as it is determined to be a major violation of the laws of the universe, and hereby decimated entirely so, and therefore concluded to have never existed at all, in all timelines and dimensions, past, present, and future. I do not consent to the existence of any parasitic entity around or within me, whether it may be physical, spiritual, mental, including all forms of fungus, mold, candida, worm, or anything of the like in any such form in all timelines, past, present, and future. I do not consent to any brainwashing tactics, electrocution conditioning, or anything of the like, that imposes upon the natural, omnipresent, eternal state and sovereignty of my soul. I do not consent to any energy siphoning tactics, energy vampirism methods, or anything of the like, in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent to any old world belief systems that impose upon the natural, eternal sovereignty of my soul, such as the systems of karma, or any type of doctrine that may be interpreted as a trap, deceptive, insidious, inherently flawed in any way, shape, or form, in all timelines past, present, and future. I do not consent to any injection, any experimental technology, any nanotechnology, any EMF radiation, or the insecticides associated with it, any sickness, any disease, imposing upon my physical, mental, and spiritual being in any way, shape, or form, in all timelines, past, present, future, eternally so. I do not consent to any of the reality-inverting techniques laced within the usage of the English language, or any language, as my true higher self's intention shall always reign supreme, in all timelines, past, present, future, eternally so. Any and all whom dare violate any of these eternal decrees shall face imminent retribution, surpassing the force of 1,000 suns, surpassing the magnitude of the original negative intent 1,000-fold, entirely so in all timelines and dimensions, past, present, and future. Any and all whom dare violate the natural and eternal sovereignty of my soul, or my physical being, or anything of the like, or my loved one's souls, or my loved one's physical being, or anything of the like, shall face absolute imminent annihilation, surpassing the force of 1,000 suns, therefore resulting in complete decimation of the opposer's energetic signature, and so forth relinquishing the opposer's energy to be recycled anew, entirely so in all timelines and dimensions, past, present, and future. By the power instilled within me by the source of all creation, encompassing the infinite energy landscape, in all timelines, past, present, and future, and existing in a state beyond the concept of time, I hereby decree all of the aforementioned content and undermentioned content of this decree to be in effect immediately, eternally, irrevocably, indisputably, without subject to hindrance or influence, existing prominently and omnipresently, in all timelines and dimensions, past, present, and future, eternally so. As an eternal being whom has chosen to incarnate upon this 3D earth reality based upon my own free will, I shall not and will not be subjected towards any form of soul entrapment, energy harvesting, destiny swapping influence, or anything of the like, whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Any whom have attempted such acts against me and any other true soul are now found to have their efforts nullified permanently. At any time I may choose to leave and return to the source of all creation freely, without hindrance, disruption, or punishment. Let it be known that at this moment in time, I am hereby reclaiming all forms of energy that have been stolen, siphoned, or harvested from me. Let it be known that my own authentic energetic signature exists within a timeless state, within a perfected existence far beyond the illusory constructs of this realm. Nothing shall impede upon or influence this perpetual state of eternal life and sovereignty in any way, shape, or form.